Hey cuties, welcome to the Dead Dancer Gaming channel. I'm Didi. Welcome to Monster Train. I'm here to tell you about this game. It's one of my favorites. It's a deck building roguelike. We're going to take it nice and slow to introduce you to the game. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, please leave a like and comment on the video. That would be massively appreciated. Without further ado, let's get into the game. Alright. Monster Train, welcome to Hell. Your train is carrying precious cargo, the last remaining shard of the pyre, needed to relight the fires in the depths of Hell. Invaders from heaven, the winged, will do anything to prevent you from completing your journey. You must make wise decisions and build up your band of monsters to have any hope of success. Good luck, Hellborn. And trust me, we're gonna need it. Alright, let's go. Cool, so you can see we're in Limbo. The Wasteland has always been the desolate crossing into Hell. It serves as a buffer, the first ring of Hell, and the only separation from Heaven. The ice only turned an endless desert into an endless tundra. Amazing. I actually can't remember how this game starts. Oh, okay, so you can see at top left here, we have our 15 card deck that we start with. We have a Hornbreaker Prince, which is our champion. We have 5 copies of Restore, which is Restore 2 health, apply Regen 1. We have 5 copies of Torch, which is just simple, do 2 damage. Nice. And 4 copies of Train Steward, which is a unit that we can place on our train. Fun fact here, the train is called the Bone Shaker, which is lovely. It's a great name for a train. Why not? Alright. To battle. Oh yeah, other UI elements here to consider. We have 80 pyre health. This is the last remaining essence of Hell and will be damaged if your enemies reach it. The run is lost if it's reduced to 0, so this is how we lose games. Our health. We have 50 coin, which is our currency throughout the run. This doesn't carry over between runs. If we die, we lose it all. So it's a pretty good strategy to spend it whenever we have it. And then also the pyre has attack power. It says here, the pyre can defend itself by dealing this much damage to enemies who reach the pyre room. Other information we have access to, we have the primary clan. So in this game, in the base game, there are 5 clans. Our primary clan is the Hellhorned, and then our allied clan is the Awoken. We'll probably go into those in later episodes, but for now, because we're playing the first mission, we'll just keep it nice and simple. We have our current ring of Hell, I guess. And then the final boss, Seraph of the Chaste. Hasty? That's not a word. The end is near. This incarnation of Hell's greatest foe has the power to cleanse all units of effects which don't benefit Seraph. This fight will require more than sheer strength. I think we'll discover what that means later on. We have the game speed here, and then up here we have the map of our run. We'll probably be checking in on this throughout. And then obviously we have the game option, top, left, right. Okay, Heaven's Priests. These disciples have dedicated themselves to the service of Heaven and will attempt to restore the life of their companions. If we hover over each one, we can see what they all do. The boss is going to be Discipled Inquisitor. 4 attack, 50 health. Then we have a Forged Disciple, 2 attack, 25 health. And Trusted Priest, which has no attack, but 1 health, and has the ability to recover, restores 5 health to friendly units after combat. So these are probably going to be a priority to take out, because they're going to heal up the heavenly units. Alright, let's get into it. Protect your pyre. This is your pyre. If it takes too much damage from enemy attacks, your run is over. We explained that earlier. We're way ahead of you, tutorial. Enemies have boarded your train. Enemies enter at the lowest level and move up 1 level every turn. If they reach the top, they'll attack the pyre. Specifically, your pyre. Okay. We draw a hand of 5 cards, I think, to start off with. Summon units to defend your train. You can play each unit card once per battle. unless otherwise stated, but we'll get to that later. Let's keep things simple. Yeah. So I guess we'll start off here just by putting down a Hornbreaker Prince. And... oh, okay. Okay, you can't see this because my silly camera's in the way, but each floor of the train has limited capacity. The amount of space of a unit... the amount of space a unit will take up is indicated by the number of yellow pips on its card. Combat previews are now enabled. The preview number shows the amount of damage each unit will take during the next combat phase. The red X means the unit will be defeated. Alright, let's just mute that and carry on. So we've got a unit. It's going to take 2 damage from this unit, I imagine, the Forged Disciple. Let's see if we can prevent that in some way. You can see how much damage we're doing to the other unit on the other side of the doorway here. The Hornbreaker Prince is going to attack the Forged Disciple after the Forged Disciple attacks the Hornbreaker Prince. Okay, I think so. If we torch the healer in the back there, we're probably going to increase the amount of damage that we deal. Yeah, I was right. And then I think we'll also put a train steward down. I don't know whether to put it in front or behind. I don't know if that's... I think I'm going to put it behind, you know. It's in front even. That makes more sense. Because the train steward's a train steward. Like, they're the pawns. The pawns in chess always go first, right? Okay, we've got 1 ember remaining, which is, I think, you know, it's the cost of the cards. So if we spend 1... it depletes to 0. That's how it works. We've used it all up, so we might as well end the turn and see how the turn plays out. Okay, so we managed to reduce the first unit here down to 6 health. So we need to find another 6 damage somewhere from our deck. To do all the rest. Meanwhile, on the same floor that we just placed our units, 2 more have appeared. I think we'll do a similar thing to the last turn where we just torch the healer in the back. I think we'll place another train steward up here because that's going to do 5 damage to the first unit up there. And by my reckoning, if we torch this unit, the little X appears, and that means this unit's going to die next turn, so that's good. A brief respite. So this means the next wave, if you look here, we've got the waves remaining. It's the game's kind of cutting us a break, really. We're getting a turn to kind of deal with what's already on the board, which is good. It's good news for us. So we can simply put down another train steward here, because that kills off this one, and then we can use our remaining ember, it is called ember, to heal up our other units. So how much health do you have normally? You have 8, I think? Yeah, 8. You're going to heal 1 from the regen, because restore also applies regen 1 as well as the 2 health. So to be efficient here, I'm actually going to restore this one as well. I think I'm happy with that. Alright, let's end turn. Looks good to me. Alright, bossy boss has turned up. Looking very dapper. Defeat the boss to win the battle. Hit his relentless ability means that combat will continue in this room until you or he is defeated. Make sense? Okay, so looking by the combat preview, it looks like we just win, which is great. I don't know if there's a way for us to save our train steward. I think it's a necessary loss, of course. Like just like in chess, the pawns are expendable. So I think what we'll probably do, we'll play out our hand. Why not? It's fun. Play out our hand. Let's keep this guy healed up. And then we will just torch the boss just for fun. It doesn't really matter because we know we're going to win. As illustrated here. Cool. I like how the units like say little voice lines or bring up little speech bubbles in between the rounds because it adds a bit of flavor. This game is pretty cool in that regard. There is a lot of flavor to be had. And what's life without a little bit of flavor? Oh, I completely glossed over what was happening there. So we won. We got a bunch of points for our score. And then we also got the rewards at the end of the round. So the first thing that we got was gold, which I explained earlier. That's something that we can use to spend and upgrade our deck with later. Then we get the clan pack. This one happens to be the primary clan. So this is these are cards offered from the Hellhorned clan. These are all pretty good. I quite like the idea of having Fortify. Having armor is really good for keeping our units alive, and we want to keep our units alive. We also get access to the Molting Imp here. I love these animated cards. They look so good. A lot of effort got put into them. It does make me feel good. Molting Imp is just a 1 Ember 1/1. And when it summons, deal 5 damage to enemy units. So that's a good way of clearing lots of small units. If we think about what we just faced, though, we do go up against some pretty big things. But the Molting Imp is good at solving the problem of lots of small units. As is Vent, actually. These both solve very similar problems. Fortify is used to keep our stuff alive. So, honestly, this run's probably going to be pretty easy because it is the first time we've played this. So we can afford to be a bit cheeky here. I'm actually going to take the Molting Imp. I think the Molting Imp is the most fun card here. So I'm going to take that. Also looks dope. And then we get offered a card from the Allied Clan pack. And the cards we have here are Vine Grasp, deal 3 damage, move that unit to the front. So again, more direct damage. Now we already have torches, so we could probably pass on this. Then we have Restoration Detonation, restore 10 health to a friendly unit, deal damage to the front enemy unit equal to 5 times the amount healed. So that could be big, that could be huge. A huge amount of damage, but only specifically to the front unit. It's pretty good, it's pretty good. Then we have Glimmer, which is a 1 Ember spell. Restore 2 health to friendly units, and then deal 2 damage to enemy units. So again, it kind of sweeps the room of small enemy units, and also offers a little bit of a heal as well. On the basis that we took the Imp for fulfilling that role, I think we actually want to take Restoration Detonation. I don't think our deck has any particular way of dealing with big units right now. So I think that's the one we're going to take. And then we enter the next ring. So if we look on the map here, we cleared the first ring, which was Limbo, and now we're in the Cliffs of Fallen Souls, which is marvelous. We can keep scrolling down to see what we get offered later, which is good, because that means you can plan... Like, this game gives you a lot of information to plan your strategy, which is great for tacticians, those that enjoy that kind of thing. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of this game. So let's talk about what happens now. As you can see, the track splits into 2 here, and we can take either the left path or the right path. Each path offers 2 different types of upgrades and 2 different unit drafts. We have the Merchant of Steel, which forge your units to gain new powers. And then we also have the Merchant of Magic, forge your spells to gain new powers. So if you think about each spell as having 2 upgrade slots. I mean, you can't see them here. In fact, actually, do you know what? Let's just let's keep things simple. Keep things simple. I'm going to struggle to do that because I really love this game, so I might actually get ahead of myself. But I've got to remember I'm teaching you guys how to play this and showing you what the game's all about. So let's look into where we're going. We've got a lot of spells. So do you know what? Let's go to the Merchant of Magic and see what the merchant offers us. I'm gonna hide my camera for a second here and show you this cute cat. My cousin's store isn't quite as pristine as mine. Trust me. I believe him. I believe him. So yeah, so this is the upgrade store. Lots of options to go through. We have the purge card option, which allows us to remove a card from the deck. Something that we don't like, we can just pay 50 gold, get rid of it. Reroll the shop, so if we don't like what's on offer here, we can just reroll these into new things. This also works if you buy everything and then you want to refresh the shop to have more things. You can pay 50 gold to do that. As you can see, we only have 100 gold, so we can't go too crazy with the spending, but we will try to get as much as possible. Now, I do like the Ember Stone. Upgrades a spell to cost -1 Ember. That could allow us to cast something for free here. What would we like? Well, we picked up the Restoration Detonation, which is a good card to make free. So that is an option. What else do we have here? Power Stone. Upgrade a spell with +10 magic power. Well, Restoration Detonation is a great card to do that on because it literally doubles. We get a lot of value out of that. So I'm going to take that one. I think that one's a good one to take, so I'm going to upgrade that one. The other option that we would have had access to if I hadn't just bought that was Freestone. Upgrade a spell to gain Permafrost. And Permafrost is gain Frozen when drawn. And then the Frozen mechanic is this card will not be discarded at the end of turn. Frozen is removed when the card is played. So basically, when you draw it, you get to keep it in your hand until you play it, no matter what. Because as you can see at the end, as you saw in the last battle, if we didn't play a spell, it just got discarded at the end of the turn. As we're here, and as I said earlier, we might as well spend the gold, so I'm going to make something free here. I'm going to make a free torch, I think. Yeah. Make that free. And like I say, yep, we might as well spend it, so let's remove a card as well. I think we have one too many restores. That's my gut feeling. I think I'm gonna purge a restore here. Okay, and then the next option is the Hellhorned Banner. Gain a Hellhorned unit. Let's see what's offered to us. Okay, two pretty good options. We got the Demon Fiend, which is a 4-cost, 3-capacity unit, or three yellow pips. Let's call that capacity. Yeah, 3-capacity unit. It's got huge stats, as you can see, 50-50. But it does cost 4. Now, you may have remembered from our first battle that we only get 3 Ember a turn, which means, at the moment, we can't play this card. Which is worth keeping in mind. The next option is Steelworker, which is a 1-cost, 2-capacity unit. And when you resolve, which we'll go over later, you apply armor 5 to friendly units. This makes it a pretty good frontline unit, I think. And also we could draft cards around the armor ability as well. The Hellhorn do have a lot of cards that complement that strategy, so we could go with that. And honestly, because we can't even play this card now, I feel like we're probably just going to pick up the Steelworker. But I was going to explain Resolve. So Resolve is something that happens after combat every round, as long as the unit survives. So yeah, so this is going to be able to apply armor to all the units on the same floor as it. And I think that's probably the pick here. Let's take that. And then we can look to upgrade that in the next area, I think. Yeah, I tell you what. We'll go over the options, but I'm pretty sure we're going left on the next ring. But enough of that. Let's get on to the battle. So, Barbed Disciples is our next foe. These spiked foes will make direct attacks more painful. Using spells from afar will let you fight without sacrificing your units. So, we're going to be introduced to the spikes mechanic now, I reckon. And you can see there, they have a unit called the Conduit Redirector, which has the enchant ability, Grant Spikes 2, which is going to give the other units on its floor spikes. And then spikes is, when a unit with spikes is attacked, the attacker takes 1 damage per stack. So it's granting 2 spikes, so when we attack a unit with spikes 2, we will take 2 damage. It's pretty simple when you see it in action. You can also see here we have the Discipled Protector, which has armor 25, but only has 5 health. So we have a way of getting rid of that armor. We can just kill it. Nice. It's pretty tanky though. And then the boss has 7 attack and 110 health, so it's going to take a long time to beat. Comparatively to the last one, it only had 50 health. Okay. So the cool thing about this is that we know if we take out this unit, it gets rid of the spikes on the front unit. And I think that's worth doing. There we go. Perfect. Let's save our Molting Imp for now. And I think we'll put down our Steelworker and our Hornbreaker Prince just there. Because we're going to do a lot of damage to this. So it's practically dead next turn. And then Train Steward can live up the top. On the middle floor. We'll save the Molting Imp for a turn that we might need it. We don't need it right now. So pass turn. There we go. Lots of damage. Okay. So, similarly to last time, I think we're going to just torch the backline unit here. We got this torch for free because we upgraded it during the last upgrade phase. That removes the spikes and allows us to... do you know what? I'm just going to torch this... What are you? Discipled Foot Soldier as well. I'm going to torch you. I think that's fair. Now, our units don't take any damage, which is great, because that allows them to put the 5 armor on without taking any hits. Great. This unit is taking 5. I think if we put another Train Steward there, that kills that one. Perfect. Perfect. We've got a little bit of money left over, so do you know what? Let's put the other Train Steward on the top floor. And say go. The Scorched Plains. A brief respite. Perfect. So, yeah, as stated, this is a lot easier than what I'm normally used to in this game. So, yeah. Which is good, because it allows me to concentrate on explaining how it all works. We haven't got much setup here, and our units are actually all full health. So, we don't actually need any of these heals. However, that being said, we can apply the regen buff to the frontline unit here to make it last longer during the relentless phase of the boss. So that is what I'm going to use my turn on here. I'm just going to apply 3 stacks of regen on our Steelworker. Because we know this is going to die. This isn't attacking, and our 2 Train Stewards are going to attack it back for 10 damage combined. It's gone. We don't even have to worry about it. Perfect. So we do waste a stack of regen, but that's okay. That's okay. Like I say, we're winning quite considerably here. Now, as before, we definitely want to take out the Enchanter in the back, because that gets rid of the spikes on the front unit. And then we have the last Knight of the Disciples is going to come in relentlessly until he dies. So, we can see that we do lose the Steelworker, but the boss dies in the process. So I think that's pretty fair. That's a fair trade. Let me just dump this guy out here. He doesn't want to live in the deck. We'll get rid of him. We'll let him hang out on the top floor there in relative safety whilst all the chaos happens on the bottom floor. And we'll just watch the carnage unfold. Okay, now it's telling me, want to speed up combat, use the game speed button in the top right to toggle the speed. We will in future episodes of this game, or this series. But for now, we'll leave it like this, just so it's easy to follow. Otherwise, it gets a little bit jarring. I want to say jarring. I don't mind. If you guys mind, you let me know in the comments. But that was a nice, easy fight. It looks pretty clean cut. Okay, so I'm not going to gloss over this bit too much, so, like I did last time. At the end of each round, our score is totaled up. A score is basically used for bragging rights in this game. There is a sort of leaderboard, especially if you've got this game on Steam, because it compares you to your friends that also own this game. And it sort of pits you against each other just to see who can get the highest score. So for bragging rights, that's all that basically means. What we care about the most here is the spoils. So we've got 50 gold and 2 clan packs. Let's see what we got. Okay, so our first choice is Hornbreak, which is a 1 ember. I nearly said mana there from Magic the Gathering, but I'm gonna power through. It is ember, not mana. 1 ember. Piercing. Piercing means damage dealt by this card ignores armor and shields, and then deal 5 damage twice. This pretty much ensures that whatever this targets, it's gonna die. Pretty much. As long as it's got less than 10 health. Then we have Fledgling Imp. Summon, apply Rage 5 to friendly units. Rage is basically a attack buff that decreases every turn. So each stack of Rage applies 2 attack power to the unit, which will decrease by 1 every turn. So pretty useful if you want to buff up your units. I quite like this card. It's pretty good. And then Fortify's turned up again. So if we look at the deck, what's the deck lacking? Defenses seem pretty good with the Steelworker, if I'm honest. Direct damage doesn't seem to be an issue either. I don't know. I'm not convinced we need any of this. However, I am worried about our ability to take out big units. So one way to do that would be to take the Fledgling Imp to increase the attack power of all our units on that floor. And that's probably what I'm going to pick here. It's also, again, the most fun. Imps are fun. Here, we've already seen Glimmer once, so I don't need to read that one out again. Wildwood Sap here, we have Consume, which means it is exiled for those Magic the Gathering fans out there for the rest of the battle. Not game, battle. So it's sort of like a once per round thing. And then apply Regen 5. Regen, we already know it's on some of our other cards, on our restores. So we don't need to know how that works. And then we have Preserved Thorns. Consume again, so this is a once per battle thing. Add 3 sting spells to your hand. And stings, do we get to see what stings are? Ah, there we go, added card. It's a 0-cost spell, deal 10 damage to the front enemy unit and draw +1 next turn. Okay. So these essentially read draw an extra card every turn whilst getting some sort of benefit. I quite like this. I think this is a strong spell. Wildwood Sap is also pretty strong. But we don't have that much problem. We don't have any problems keeping our units alive. Like, we don't lose anything yet. I'm going to take Preserved Thorns. I think that's probably the right choice. Okay, now I did say that we'd go to the Merchant of Steel here to upgrade our units. I'm going to do it in reverse order, though. I'm going to actually go, because you can choose to do these in whatever order you feel like. You can only choose from one side. So luckily, this Concealed Caverns is in the middle. I'm going to make sure we go to this side first, because we definitely go to this side. Oh, I should probably explain what's on the other side, though. It's a bit late now. We'll do it next time. Concealed caverns. Let's go in here. So, if any of you have ever played Slay the Spire, this works very similarly to the question mark rooms, except there's 0 chance of this being an enemy. So, like in Slay the Spire, there's a small chance of them being enemies in Slay the Spire. This is the lore room. This is where something happens on our journey. A fissure in the ice forces the Bone Shaker to stop. You've seen cracks like this before, often allowing you to multiply your forces through some ancient magic. But this one is different, unstable. Throwing something into the fissure could have unusual side effects, while just absorbing the energy from afar could have the more expected effect. How do you approach the ice fissure? So, the choices we get offered here for this event are absorb from afar, copy a card. So a single card in the deck we get to duplicate. I'm not sure there's anything I'd particularly want that many of. Because the second choice is copy a card 5 times. 5 imps? We could do 5 molting imps. That's a lot of damage. Ah, this event is so... If I had 5 molting imps, would that be such a bad thing? Should we? For the meme? For the meme. Yeah, for the meme. I'm hoping this doesn't ruin our run, but I'm sure it's going to be fine. 5 molten imps. Oh, good lord. Okay, so now I have 6 in the deck. Okay. Well, now I don't need to save them anymore. I can just throw them out whenever I want. Oh, okay. This is gonna be interesting. I wish I'd upgraded it first, if I'm honest, but never mind. So the Awoken Banner, we get access to Thorned Hollow or Awoken Hollow. They both look very, very similar. They're both 1 cost, 3 capacity units. When they're both summoned, they gain 60 max health. And they both have Rejuvenate. So something happens when they are healed, I think. Is that how that works? Yeah, it triggers when healed, even at full health. This one cultivates, and cultivate is increase the power and health of the friendly unit with the lowest health by the cultivate value. So it'd be 2. So everything would go up by 2 every time you heal it. Gotcha. Or Thorned Hollow. Summon... Okay, we've read that part already, but when you heal it, it gains spikes 3. And then spikes, as we explained earlier in the run, is the thing that when it takes a hit, it deals damage back. They're both very similar. I think Thorned Hollow is pretty much superior in every way. Unless we already had cards that could benefit from this. But Thorned Hollow is a one-man army. I mean, he can... It can sit on a floor and solo carry that floor. I think we're going to take Thorned Hollow. I think it pretty much guarantees that the run goes smoothly. Especially after we just took all those units. All those imps. Okay, and then this is what the Merchant of Steel looks like. You can see I'm going to show you the cat there. It's very cute. And he is offering us Strength Stone. Give a unit plus 10 attack. The Battle Stone, which gives it plus 5 attack and plus 10 health. And something that we can't unfortunately afford. The Immortal Stone, which makes a unit endless. And an endless unit, when it dies, it literally gets put on top of the deck, so you draw it again. It's a way to guarantee that you always have a unit to play. There are some interesting combos with this. I don't think any of them exist in our deck, so we're not missing out on too much here. I think I'm just going to buy the Battle Stone. And I'm going to put it on... tough choice, actually. Thorned Hollow? I don't think Thorned Hollow needs much help. I think we'll go with Steelworker. I think Steelworker probably needs the help a bit more. The 10 attack upgrade. We've got so many imps. Good lord. I'm going to put it on the Fledgling Imp. I think that's the right move for now, based on what we have. I wouldn't normally do that, but based on what we have, I'm gonna put it there. The next fight is Daedalus, the Professor. Heavily armored creations protect this ex-professor, the next professor, in his quest to safeguard a Seraph and the Winged. Lord. Plating seal. Constructed explosives enter with a damage shield. So I think that means I have to damage them twice? Yes. Nullify the next source of damage. Okay. We'll see how that works. We'll see how that mechanic works when we get into the fight here. There you go. It's reminding me of what's of the effect that's in play here. So 5 waves remaining. Oh, here we go. Daedalus is the strongest boss you've faced yet. He moves between floors freely, but can be attacked if you clear out other enemies on that floor. So, I mean... Oh. Watch out for triggers. This bomb has a triggered ability and will explode on its turn, dealing damage. Check the tooltips of units with a purple trigger icon, sorry, to see the details of their abilities. Okay. I mean, we can look there. It has a trigger at the start of this unit's turn, despawn and deal 10 damage to your front unit. So it would be ill-advised to put a unit here unless we had a way to take out the explosive. And it looks like we do. It looks like we do. There's units down here. This is going to be a tough fight. I'm going to have to think about this one. This one's going to be tough. I don't know if the tutorial is designed for you to lose this fight. I don't know if you're supposed to lose it. I think it's winnable, though. So we're going to try. We're going to try. Okay, I have 3 mana. Let me see. So this does damage when it enters. Does it to the front unit, right? This Molting Imp is expendable. I think we ignore the top floor. Because this is going to despawn, so we don't care. It's not going to go to our pyre room. We're fine. It's just going to despawn. Daedalus is chilling up there. That's fine. We'll get to him later. Let's deal with these units. I think that's the play. So first things first, we need a tank. So we'll put out our steel worker. We need the Hornbreaker Prince to start attacking these units, to start dealing damage. And then we could use the Molting Imp here to do something fun. We could use the Molting Imp to take out the 2 backline units. We can also sacrifice him so that our tank doesn't take any damage this turn, and it allows him to build up a turn of armor. I like that idea, because we have a lot of Molting Imps in the deck, so we don't particularly care about the body, we care about the effect. So, sorry Molting Imp, but this is your life now, this is your job. So there you go. So you can see how the battle will play out. The Forged Disciple will kill the Molting Imp, and then our other 2 units will attack in retaliation and avenge our fearless Molten Imp there. We have 1 mana remaining. 1 Ember remaining. So Train Steward will go on the middle floor for now. And we'll end the turn. There we go. There's the explosive. Oh no. Okay. So it looks like what's happening is the constructed explosive is going to wipe out our Train Steward on this floor. Then what's happening here? Well, it looks like we get a free win on the Overcharged Apprentice, but it is worth noting that it has an ability. It has Incant. Triggers when you play a spell on this floor, and it gets +1 attack every time we play a spell. Luckily, we have drawn a hand with no spells, so there is no fear of that happening to us. Okay. We did draw the Fledgling Imp, which I did want to play on this floor to buff these 2 units. That was something I wanted to do. However, I think what I would like to do is set up our Thorned Hollow on the top floor. So when it spawned, it's increased its health to 75 from 15. Which means it has plenty of health to be healed. So we need to... That's priority next turn. We need to heal him up. But for now, he's inconsequential up there. He's just chilling. I think I'm down to sacrifice the train steward and just concentrate on this floor. Or am I? Yes, I am. So I think we'll do what we did last time. We're going to Molten Imp here. And then I think I'm going to Train Steward here. Because we lose this one, but if we keep this one's going to attack the Daedalus for 5. Start chipping away at that 250 health bar. And then we'll come to these, we'll cycle these imps for a later draw, I think. Alright. 2 waves down, 3 to go. So, this time, the explosive is happening on our floor that has our priority units on it. We do have 3 Molten Imps left. I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to change the habit of a lifetime. I'm going to sacrifice a Molten Imp here to do damage to the... to get rid of the damage shield on the constructed explosive. And then I'm simply just going to torch it. Stop that damage coming in. And then the battle will play out just like it normally does. With that 1 Ember remaining, I'm going to rejuvenate our Horned Hollow. Start building that health pool back up. And pass the turn. Those triggers are happening. Fantastic. And as you can see, our units down here are slowly building up their armor, which is going to make them nice and tanky for when Daedalus inevitably attacks later on. We've drawn some interesting cards here. We've drawn some of our more powerful effects. We have Restoration Detonation, which restores 20 health to a friendly unit and then deals damage to the front enemy unit equal to 5 times the amount healed. So we can potentially get a 100 damage spell here. The problem is we have this constructed explosive in the way. So here's what I suggest we do. What's happening down here? Nothing of much consequence. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use our Preserved Thorns to get 3 sting spells. Ooh, okay. Some spells can only be played once per battle. Cards with Consume are placed in the Consume pile when played. They will not be available again until the next battle. Like Exile and MTG, as previously stated. I'm going to use... okay, let's be efficient here, actually. Let's use 1 torch to get rid of the spell shield. Then a sting. And then use the remaining ember. Use Restoration Detonation and we get a hit on Daedalus here for 100 damage. You can't see it because actually... yeah. I'm going to remove the camera just so you can see this in action. So we're going to use the spell here, and that's going to do 100 damage to Daedalus. So. Voila. Awesome. Okay, with that now done, we do have these 2 other sting spells that we can use on the bottom floor. I think I'm going to do. It's probably not going to kill anything, but it's going to make life easier for our team. It is worth remembering that the Overcharged Apprentice does have Incant, so every time I do play these, it's going to increase its damage by 1. But we're okay with that. I think. Okay, Daedalus takes 1. Good. Retaliation here, that's good. Alright, those 2 units move up, but that's okay. Our Fearless Train Steward is going to prevent them. Now, because we played those sting spells last turn, we have drawn a bunch of extra cards this turn. We've also cycled back to our Restoration Detonation. It's fantastic. As it's one of our best spells at the moment. We've also got a Molten Imp, which I quite like the look of using here. We've got a lot of options. That's the great thing about drawing a lot of cards. It gives you a lot of options. So, Let's count. Let's see what spells I'd like to play this turn. I'd like to play the Train Steward. I'd like to play the Molten Imp. And then I probably want to play a Restore. I don't think I need to play the Restoration Destination, although it does heal for 20. Actually, I do. We do waste the damage on it, but a heal for 20 is a lot. And I think, you know, getting this up to max health is going to help our run, well, this battle quite considerably. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to play the... which order do I want to play this in? Train Steward first. Let's get that out of the way. That's something that definitely wants to come down. Then I'm going to use our free torch to get rid of the damage shield, like so. Then I'm going to play Molten Imp to kill the explosive. That way, the only thing that dies on this floor of ours is the Molten Imp, which is expendable. The Overcharged Apprentice is going to die. What's happening down here again? Okay, I've got two choices. I can either heal the Thorned Hollow, or I can use our remaining torch to kill this Discipled Foot Soldier. And actually, I kind of like that idea more than healing the Thorned Hollow. Thorned Hollow, he's just chilling. He's chilling. He's having a good time up there. I think we'll torch. Yeah, I think we'll do the torch option. I like that more. Okay. I think we're going to win. This looks like a win. Okay, battle is playing out exactly as I hoped it would. And here comes Daedalus. Okay, Big Daddy Dadlius. Dadlius? Darius? No. So this is the turn that I want to play Fledgling Imp. And lo and behold, we have drawn it. Our savior has arrived. I mean, we won this fight anyway, as you can see. Oh, if I move the camera there, you can see that Daedalus is actually going to die this turn, regardless of what we do. So let's make it fun. Let's play the Fledgling Imp just so you can see the effect in action. You can see if I hover over it here, it's going to increase the attacks of both of those units quite considerably. So for fun, let's just see it in action. I'm actually going to put it in the back here. Let's play out the stings to do 20 extra damage. Let's play the torch for fun. And molting it. Why not? There we go. And let's see the... there we go. We actually win this fight without losing a single unit on this floor. I call that a superior victory. Get rolled, Daedalus. Get rolled. Victory. Okay. Oh, and this is cool. This little gem implies that we had a flawless victory, which I like. You love a good flawless victory. So, we got points. Points are good. Spoils. Lots of good things. We got one thing that we haven't seen before here. We have major enhancements. We'll get to them in a second. We got 75 gold. We got a rare pack. So this gives us a super powerful thing. Card for us to use. Our choices are Unleash the Wildwood, restore friendly units to full health. Reinforce, which has Consume, double the amount of armor on a unit. We can make something super tanky. Or Spike of the Hellhorned. Consume, apply 2 times Rage and 2 times Armor. You can see this card cost X, so its effect depends on how much Ember we put into it. Okay, Reinforce is very expensive, but very good. It could be quite explosive in our deck. That said, we do have Unleash the Wildwood here. And getting a full heal on our Thorned Hollow would be exceptional. And I think that's what we're going to take. I honestly can't see any other reason not to take this card over the others, personally. We get offered a unit draft here. We get the Horned Warrior, which has... it's a 1-cost, 2 capacity unit. Has multi-strike 1, which means it hits twice. For 15 damage, has 5 health. We have the Steelworker, which we already have a copy of, so we probably don't need him and need another one. And then we have the Animus of Will, which has multi-strike 2, and hits for a total of 3 times. It has 3 health though. Very, very squishy. Very, very fragile. Very much a glass cannon. Much like the Horned Warrior. We've got 2 glass cannons here. Do we need glass cannons? Heck. I'm not sure we do. But for the purposes of the tutorial, we'll take Animus of Will here. I'm a big fan of Animus of Will. I think it's a great card. And then we come to the major enhancement. So, first up we have Fell's Remorse. This increases the ember that we get each turn and increases the attack and health of our pyre, which hasn't really come into play yet because we're goated at the game. Herzl's Compound, which draws +1 each turn, or Light of Seraph, which increases the capacity of each floor. These are all pretty good, but they're all quite situational, I think. These all depend on what cards you have in your deck and your strategy. If you're looking to fill the train or one specific floor with like a kill floor, then Light of the Seraph is obviously the one you go for, because it allows you to play more units on that floor. If you have a lot of ember generating cards or abilities, you're going to want to draw cards, because the more cards you have, the more cards you can play. Also gives you a lot of options. So this one is probably the least situational of all of them. Yeah, I'd say so. Or you have Fell's Remorse, which is, if you've got a lot of card draw in your deck, like we have, we've got a couple of ways to draw cards. We've got the sting spells. Okay, we've got the sting spells, which is it. That's it. That allows us to play more of those cards. It's close, but I think the extra capacity, on the basis that we have a lot of these imps, I think we're going to take a Light of the Seraph. That might not have been the right choice. That might not have been the right choice. Honestly, it could have been a different one. Maybe you would have chosen differently. If you would, let me know in the comments which one you'd have chosen and why. I'm curious. Cool. I think that's a good place to end this episode. It's a good introduction to the game. We'll absolutely continue this run in the next episode, which I'm looking forward to, and we'll see if we can actually get a W here, or whether the forces of heaven thwart our attempts to unfreeze hell, which is our ultimate goal. Unfreeze hell. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode, and enjoy this short message plugging the rest of my stuff. I'll see you in a bit. Hey cuties, Post-Edit Didi here. I'm closing out the video just to plug the Twitch channel. I go live every Tuesday and Thursday, 8 PM GMT. We play all kinds of games there. You're more than welcome to join us. We'd be very happy to have you in chat. We also have a Discord server, very active, growing every day. We play all kinds of games together. It's good fun. You should check out the link in the description. And I look forward to seeing you in the next episode, while we're playing more Monster Train, finishing this run, and hopefully we get that win. I'll see you later. Bye!